be a 10-team head-to-head category mock draft in Yahoo with it's going to be a regular snake draft. It's not going to be auction style or anything. So, yeah, we're super excited. Brian, do you have any comments as we're booting up?
No, just we've been waiting a long time for this, so just really excited to be live in the draft room and obviously get some video recording going as well. Obviously, you guys can see the projections for the top few picks. Danny is going to start at pick number 4. I'm going to be at pick number 5. So there's going to be a lot going on. Moves are going to happen. We are playing with some randoms here, so that should make for an interesting mock draft tonight.
Oh yeah, it's going to be fun. So as you guys can see, we have about 2 minutes before the draft kicks off. Um, just to touch on some fun topics that happened as of today. Ben Simmons did not report to training camp, as most people expected him not to. And the drama in Philly just continues. Kyrie Irving basically has said that he does not have the vaccine without really saying it. Andrew Wiggins was denied his religious exemption from getting the vaccine. And Bradley Beal also stated that he does not have the vaccine. Overall, it was a very interesting media day in the NBA. It definitely does leave a lot of open-ended questions as to how the season is going to progress, especially for some of these key players. So that's something you have to factor into an extent. Not necessarily the players' performance on a game-to-game basis, but again, just their availability throughout the season if things do not change given their current situation.
Yeah, and that's and we kind of touched on it in the last episode. Things change on the daily in the NBA. So when it comes to fantasy, much like fantasy football, it's something you really got to stay on top of, monitor. So definitely make sure to follow us on social media. We're keeping pretty good tabs of things that are going on the daily throughout the league. So definitely keep us posted on Fantasy Crossover, on IG, Twitter, etc. This video should be going up on YouTube as well. So you'll be able to hopefully subscribe, like our videos, and yeah, just give us any feedback that you guys see on this draft. What I'd like to do is for Danny and I to have a side by side comparison on our rosters after this first draft, and then we'll allow you guys to vote on whose team you'd rather have going into the season. So I think that should be a nice touch too.
Yeah, and just before we get started, it's kind of interesting to see where some of these players rank right off the get go, what Yahoo has them ranked. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. People are very high on certain players, maybe not high enough on others. Let's get started.
Do you want to mute the audio, by the way, in the app?
Hmm?
Do you want to mute the audio in the Yahoo app?
I don't know how to.
It should be at the
Here we
bottom
go,
there, a
draft
little
time.
speaker. Yep.
Yes.
Oh wow.
All
Well,
right.
2 picks are off
First
the
player off
board.
the board.
Wow. Picks are
First
on.
player was Jokic. Second pick was Curry. Third pick was Harden. Oh snap! It's my turn to draft. All right, guys. I'm gonna go with. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go with my boy KD. I think he's gonna have a bomb year. Let's get it.
Wow. Took KD off the board from me. That's tough. Well, it's tough because we had Dame at number 5, so it's really tempting to pick him here. But instead, I'm gonna go with someone who I think is gonna be even more high usage. I'm gonna go with Luka Doncic.
All right, you're basically punting free throws and turnovers right off the bat. So
As
be
of
it,
now,
man.
Giannis went number 6. No surprise there, and Carl Anthony Towns at number 7. So it looks like things are pretty much staying kind of how we expected with the first 7 picks, all in all.
Yeah, I'm shocked Dame hasn't gone yet. If this person doesn't draft him, it'll be quite the surprise.
I agree. I fully expect him to go. And I mean, look, their rankings are pretty similar to ours, honestly.
They're really high on Jason Tatum,
Yeah,
like
top 10.
very high. There we go. Dame went, but yeah, Jason Tatum as a top 10 fantasy player. I mean, hey man, like this is look at their projection for the stats this year. It'll be interesting. It's definitely they have him scoring over 2,000 points. Damn.
I know. It's he's gonna light it up in
All right.
Portland. He's gonna light it up.
So Joel Embiid went ninth. Anthony Davis went 10th. Trey Young went 11th. So again, it's kind of standard. Jason Tatum went 12th. It's kind of standard where some of these players are going to fall in the rankings right off the bat. Uh, a guy that you and I were very high on, Paul George, still not off the board yet. I would be shocked if he makes it beyond this 13th pick, honestly. We have him
Same.
finishing in our top 10.
It's frustrating too. I would love Paul George to slip just 3 more spots, but I just don't see it happening.
No, there we
Oh,
go. Jim took Paul George.
yeah.
And then
Beal.
Bradley Beal went 14th.
Jim decided to leave as
Bam
well.
Adebayo went
Wow.
15th. Wow.
Jesus.
Someone was very high on Bam.
I am looking around here. I don't love this pick right here, honestly. I don't feel good about anybody. Let's
Oh,
see.
they have Freddie ranked at ninth. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't love my options here, to be quite honest. So I'm just gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Vucevic.
That was a solid pick. All right, you know what? I'm a Heat fan.
Yeah, I saw this one coming.
One of those things.
He would have.
Joe, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You know what? I got to be a responsible fantasy owner in these times. I see someone like Zach Levine available, someone like Fred VanVleet. I'm gonna go big though. I'm gonna go with Sabonis.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen, I don't blame you at all for that one. I was looking at Sabonis too. Vucevic scares me, man. There's a lot of guys that need
He's
the ball in
consistent,
Chicago.
man. He's consistent.
Yeah, no, you're definitely wrong. Not wrong on that one, man.
The
Oof.
one thing is something to note, guys. The fantasy grades that Yahoo tends to give out after are pretty biased. So, we might come across as like Yahoo will be like, "Oh, that was a terrible draft." It's like, well, given the position, maybe.
Exactly.
All right, it's coming back around.
Oh boy, I see some.
Lamelo's in the 20s. That's
I see.
crazy to me.
I told you, Dan. The everybody loves Lamelo. Julius Randle, LeBron James off the board. Rudy Gobert is off the board as well. Fred VanVleet went number 19. Zach Levine, your boy, gone at 23. I know you were probably looking at him.
Kyrie looks so tempting, but
Yeah, I
like
know.
I know that he's just not the best option. Um, you know what, man? I'm a go with a point guard here.
Oh wow. Ugh, that is tough. Man, 30 seconds to draft. This feels like not enough time. Let me see.
Oh,
I'm
come
gonna
on, you have plenty of time. You know what? I like my team right now how it is. I got
yeah.
Chris Paul, Sabonis, and Katie. I
I
love
got
this.
the way I
Well
see it.
rounded.
I got a wing. I got a point guard. I'm gonna go with a wing, another wing here. I'm gonna go Michael Porter Jr.
Just got paid $209 million. That's insane, man.
And
Jalen Brown off the board right after.
the crazy thing is, we have MPJ ranked 25th. He went 25th in the mock draft. Jalen Brown, Donovan Mitchell at 27. I think there's some better values on the board. You have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander available, Zion,
People are avoiding Kyrie Irving
like the
like
plague,
crazy.
like COVID-19. That's what they're avoiding him like. It's
Uh,
kind of ironic.
Zion, you know,
Oh,
someone should just reach for him at this point.
so Westbrook goes 28, Kyrie Irving goes 29. Still, Zion just went off the board at 30. I have a feeling LaMelo Ball is coming soon. D Book
Devin Booker
31.
at 31.
A little bit of a reach. I think that's a little bit of a reach for Devin Booker at 31.
Yeah,
LaMelo's.
I would have taken Ayton over Booker personally.
Yeah.
But you know,
Jeez. Let's see here.
LaMelo went 32nd. Shea went 33rd.
Oh boy, some good guys there. I would have liked a couple of those
Middleton
guys.
went 34th.
Jeez.
Lonzo went 35th. Wow.
Wow, really early. Really early. Boy, this is a tough one here. This is really tough. A lot of people are high on DeAndre Ayton. I don't know if I'm quite that high on him yet. I'm going to pick a guy here who's I think is being a little undervalued. I'm going to take Brandon Ingram.
That's a smart pick.
Yeah, I mean, 36 I think is a good value for BI. And
I'm
then
gonna take a guy that I really like. I think he's wildly consistent. He's definitely gonna have a big year this year. Let's go with Toby.
yeah, good. A lot's going to depend on what happens with Ben Simmons. That's how I feel about it.
He's not coming back, man. At this
Yeah.
point, there's just no way.
Yeah, it's just going to be interesting to see like who they pair around him. And by the way, Brandon Ingram went 32nd. He was ranked 32nd last year. Picked number 36, I think, is a good value. Drew Holiday just went off the board at 38 right after the Tobias Harris pick. Also,
I think Toby, I got a pretty good value for him as well.
yeah, no, I agree. Drew Holiday had, like we were talking about in our rankings, Drew Holiday had an underrated season all in all last year, and he
I was
contributes in
I
a
was
lot of
between
categories.
Drew Holiday and Tobias Harris, honestly.
Really,
Uh, yeah, I just rounded out my wings instead. I figured that was a better
that's
play.
kind of how I feel.
Something to keep in mind with Yahoo guys is the fact that Yahoo does this weird thing where you have two center slots on your team. So again, you just have to be mindful of the positions in whatever league you're in and kind of how you can play around them. All right, you took Capella. All right, I'm gonna go with my boy Rashawn, aka Rashawn Holmes. I think he's extremely undervalued, and people are just super low on him.
Let's see. I am between a couple of bigs here. Um, Last year, Miles Turner ranked 18th. Kristaps
That's
Porzingis was
unsustainable, bro.
31st. That's a tough one for me. That's a really, really a tough one. I'm also looking at DeJounte Murray. De'Aaron Fox is another guy that I think could have a breakout
Something to know
year.
with Miles Turner is that he is less injury prone than Porzingis. If that
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah, and
There you
honestly,
go.
I need the defensive upside with Miles Turner, so I'm going to go with him. I have a lot of offensive heavy guys.
That's a smart play. That's a
Porzingis,
very smart play.
Valanciunas went right after Turner at 46, and
Look, some
Porzingis
of these
at
players,
47.
some of the rankings here are just very bizarre to me. I don't know like what
Um,
Yahoo's necessarily on right now, man.
yeah, Anthony Edwards is up on the list as well, coming up soon. And wow, John Collins at 48. I think that's a
Robert
little early
Williams
for
is
John Collins.
49. I
Yep,
think that's early for Robert
DeRozan.
Williams.
Williams is going to give you great defensive stats, and the one thing that people need to consider when they're drafting, obviously, it moves very quickly. The bigs that are great, that are elite, they go by pretty quick. So it's really tempting to pick up the wings and the guards, but there's a lot more depth at those positions. Let's see
Agreed.
here. Your
Drummond.
boy,
Wow.
wow, Andre Drummond. Okay, we have our first. We have that pick. That guy.
That guy's just trolling, bro.
Clearly messing up the whole draft here.
Tyrese Halliburton.
I see. I already. I don't even have to. I don't even have to see it. I already know Daniel has his eye on Jerry Jackson Jr. He is the best available player, and he just went off the board just a few picks before.
I'm
Man,
shocked that Tyrese Halliburton came off the board before De'Aaron Fox.
yeah, same here.
That's really interesting to me.
I like the options I'm gonna have here. I'm gonna get somebody pretty good. Anthony Edwards off the board. Malcolm
There
Brogdon,
you go.
beautiful. That worked out very well for me. I am gonna go. Ooh, tough one, tough one, tough one. Let me, you know what? I need more assists. But yeah, I need more assists. And I think De'Aaron Fox is a little bit
Fox
more
at
accurate.
67.
Yeah, I'm taking D Fox.
All right. You know what? Thank you for that
You're
assist.
welcome.
I
You're
needed
welcome.
him.
Yeah.
Let's get DeJounte
There
going.
it is. There
Great
it
all
is.
around player.
It hurt. It hurt, but I had to get Fox.
Yo, that's why I drafted CP so high.
Yeah,
As you
no,
guys can see,
hey, I get it.
roster's coming across nicely. Need maybe another wing and another center. Sabonis could play as a center, so that's all right.
Yeah.
Definitely need another wing.
I'm gonna need another guard here, maybe a guard or another big, and start rounding out the team a little bit. So
Take
wow, Draymond.
take Ben.
Wow, Draymond Green at 58. Guys, I'm telling you now, Draymond Green is always a sleeper value pick in fantasy drafts.
I'm blown away that they have Gordon Hayward this low.
Wow, yeah. It's the injuries, man. It's the injuries. Let's see here. Wow. We're coming up on some guys. This is where the draft gets interesting. This is where you really round out your roster. Jeremy Grant at 61. Let's see. Jeremy Grant. Where was he last year, actually? Jeremy Grant came in at 65 last year, so I think that's actually a good value. Interesting to see how Cade Cunningham is going to affect Grant's season, though. And we still have the big Ben Simmons. I have a feeling he may fall a little bit, even though he's projected to be one of the next picks. Got Isaiah Stewart, Chris Boucher. Someone's going to take a chance on Dinwiddie. I think Garland is a good value here.
Oh,
Isaiah Stewart. They snatched him from you, Dan.
yeah, that's what I was looking
Maybe you
at.
can get your
All right,
Miami
it's
player
not
here, Kyle
bad.
Lowry.
I could get Cal. I think Lowry's going to be a risky player to draft this year. I just
Yeah.
don't necessarily know. I'm going to go with kind of a. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to risk it on Kyle Lowry.
There it is. There's the homer pick we were all waiting for. Let's see here. Man, there's a guy I'm looking at, and it is going to be a risk, but I feel pretty good about him. Might be a little bit of a reach, and I might regret it because I'll need a guard at some point. But I'm going to go ahead and take Mr. Pascal Siakam.
I was looking at him. That's a pretty solid pick. Not gonna
Let's
lie.
see. I appreciate that. Mike Conley off the board at 66. So we have Kyle Lowry 64, Siakam at 65, Mike Conley at 66 right now. Just for everybody on the
Chris
audio.
Boucher's ADP is kind of high, hey?
Who?
Boucher's average to drafted at 56. Chris
Yeah,
Boucher.
he's someone that a lot of guys just are not familiar with his game, but he is, for anyone who played fantasy last year, he's got a really well-rounded game. I'm actually a little disappointed. I'm really happy with my team so far. Like, I actually wish this was my actual fantasy team. Gordon Hayward, as we mentioned, off the board at 67. Ben Simmons, finally off the board at 68. Let's see. Okay. Need a two guard coming up here in the near. Terry Rozier, he's someone I was looking at, but I thought Siakam just gives you a better value. Rozier had a really career high last year in a lot of categories, and I'm just not sure it's going to be sustainable, but definitely
Someone
an
reached
interesting
for
pick.
D'Angelo Russell
Yeah.
and Jordan Clarkson. What is going on?
Yeah, some of these picks it's just going to make it kind of easier for us the way I see it. Let's see
Chris
here.
Boucher is solid value at that point.
I agree. Let me see here. Huh.
Marcus Smart.
Yep. Okay. Derek White. I was looking at Derek White. Ugh, Spencer
Oh,
Dinwiddie.
I was looking at Dinwiddie at this point, honestly, for myself. I think
Yeah.
his upside's good, man. I think he's got a lot of upside.
Man, let me tell you, I really think the best value here is Darius Garland, and it feels like I have too many guards. But you know what?
That's exactly what
Thankfully,
I was thinking.
yeah. But you know what? I am going to do it anyway. I'm going to draft Darius Garland because I think he's going to have a monster year, and you could just never have enough good guards.
I completely agree with you. All right, so this is kind of where guys, we're getting down to the nitty gritty, kind of where fantasy drafts are made and broken, essentially. Um, Man, looking at some of these options, someone that is probably going to get very overlooked, but I need a big. I'm going to go for it.
Jakob
Kelly
Poeltl?
Owen.
Oh, Kelly O. A reach, I believe, at 77. But all in all, Kelly O had a pretty good year last year, so we'll see how he does in Detroit. And there was a couple of mentions that we had Colin Sexton too low. I think we ranked him 73. He just went 78th in this draft. So kind of like what we discussed. This is a guy that great scorer, probably better value in a points league. He'd probably go a lot earlier than the 8th round in a points league than he would in a category league, but there's just a lot of really solid options that you got to take into consideration. I already know who I
Something,
want. Mm-hmm.
something to note, guys, is again like big guys are typically harder to find in a fantasy league. So if you can get your hands on a really solid big, that does wonders.
Absolutely. There's a couple of guys Karis LeVert. That was a great value there. 82. Wow. Buddy
Buddy
Hield.
Hield's at 83.
Someone's looking for 3-pointers. Oof.
All
I'm in a
right.
tough decision. This is a tough one here.
Mm, who do I want?
Tough call.
Yeah, man, this is getting rough. All right, you know what? I'm gonna go with my boy. I'm just gonna take a flyer on my boy, Jared Allen.
Oof. Good pick. Solid pick. Okay. I am between Robert Covington and Kevin Porter Jr. That is where I'm
I
at.
would take Robert Covington all day, every day.
I know he's a great value. I'm trying to just see if I have enough defense on my roster thus far to kind of get away with reaching for KPJ. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna go KPJ. I'm gonna go KPJ.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm going guard heavy here.
Reach.
He's gonna
Reach.
be he's gonna be hey man, he's gonna be the guard. He's gonna be the guard in Houston with Jalen Green.
It's not saying much, but yeah,
No, of
you're right.
course, of course. I mean, I know Robert Covington can get me some well-rounded stats, but I think that there's some guys in the 100s that can give me similar production to Robert Covington. Not exactly the same, but similar. Getting a lot of good young guards, I feel like, on my team. So Brooke
Brooke Lopez.
Lopez, yep,
Solid.
just went at 86. Jakob
I was
Pertl
looking
still
for
available. Evan Mobley, PJ Washington, Bogdanovich. A lot of solid roster spots still available here.
Yeah, and guys, this is kind of where you decide. You take a look at your players, and you kind of look like, okay, what do you necessarily need? Do you need more shooting efficiency? Do you need more free throw efficiency? Some other well-rounded stats, less turnovers. So you kind of make decisions at this point based off of your positional needs and also just your categorical needs at that point.
Yeah. It would be nice if in the teams category where it lets you view your roster, if Yahoo let you sort it so it's easier to kind of read each category. That way you can have a better idea of, okay, I need this, I need more of this. Okay, so I'm kind of having an idea of what I need more of here.
What do
Mm,
I need more of?
Yeah, I think I have a pretty good idea here. So free throws, yeah, I'm kind of punting that. Da-da-da. Okay. Yeah, no. I feel good about this roster so far, all in all.
Yeah, me
Let's see.
too. Honestly, I think I have a pretty well-rounded team.
hmm So we have Jakob Pertl off the board at 88, Robert Covington at 89, Dennis Schroeder at 90. We have a Clay Thompson appearance at 91, very close again to where we had him ranked, 91, and then Evan Mobley at 92. So I'm going to start
And
taking a
just
look here.
Bogdanovich just came off the board at
Man, that
93.
was someone I really, really wanted. That's
That's a
unfortunate.
sleeper pick, guys.
Yes, he is.
Clearly, his value is going to be higher than where he's getting drafted.
Agreed. Agreed. Oh boy, we're getting into the slums here. This is where you really start to.
Apparently, Kemba will have input on load management plan. That's not
Yeah, yeah. I
a
mean,
good
I'm not
idea.
surprised by that. I don't think. I think Kemba was getting his average draft position was 85. He just went at 94. I mean, I think that was kind of early. All in all, I just don't think he's going to be a great value for fantasy owners, especially with a solid backup point guard, Derrick Rose. They don't really have to play him that many minutes. So, all right. So we're getting to the nitty gritty here. Got a lot going on over here.
Wiggins could have been drafted by now,
Oh yeah, for
but
sure.
yeah, the vaccine thing.
Harrison
Someone
Barnes off the board. Dang, that's who I
is that who
wanted.
you're looking at?
That was my guy. Wow, that's frustrating. Oof. Let's see here. I need some rebounds. Or maybe I can get a forward. Wow. You really can't lock into one player because if you do, you can easily get bit. I'm going to do a little bit of a reach here. A guy that I'm very high on. We're going to go with Kelvin Johnson here.
All right, so right now, I think I have a really well-rounded team. The one thing that I probably need a little bit more than anything else might be threes, considering who you ask. So I'm gonna take a flyer on someone that is past his ADP, Norman Powell.
There you go. Good value. This is where you can kind of hone in on specific categories that you need more help on. And I think I know where I'm going to go with my next pick as well, just based off that.
Someone just got Daniel Gafford. He's
And
starting center for Washington this year. He's gonna have like a great opportunity given how long Thomas Bryant may be out. So again, a name to be on the sleeper section for you guys.
I think Miles Bridges was dropped a little bit more than I anticipated. I did not think he was going to go that low.
Same. Speaking of some Hornets players, where's Mason Plumlee at?
Yeah, have not
He's
seen
ranked
him.
218. Wow, that is some insult to
It's
him.
I'm telling you, man, it's insane. And I think I know who I'm getting with my next pick here. It'll probably be one of my last guards. Let's see. We still have some good young
Someone
players
just
on
put
the board. Jalen Green is still available. We're at pick 100. Green is available. Sadiq Bey is available. Derek Favors, always a solid pick. Wendell Carter Jr. Lauri Markkanen is available as well. So definitely some value that can be had here. Let's see. Jalen Suggs, the rookie. DeAndre Hunter is available. So definitely a lot to keep an eye on. Jayshawn Tate, who had a really good year last year. Your boy Jonathan Isaac is available there, Danny.
I don't know how I feel about him right now. All right. Who do I want to draft right now? Guys, it might seem like a reach to some. I like his potential. I'm probably gonna go with Nerlens Noel.
God, I hate you so much. I hate you so much. That's who I wanted. I was literally ready to draft him. Oh, killer. Well, you know what? If we're going to reach, I'm going to reach and get TJ McConnell because he gets you
Yeah, that's a
assists and yeah,
solid pick.
he's going to almost 2 steals a game. I really needed defense. It felt like he was a good value to get there. But man, you
I'm
stole
sorry I
Noel
screwed
from
you.
me. God, that hurt. That hurt tremendously. It's fine. I mean, I have Miles Turner, led the NBA in blocks last year, but I'm definitely going to have to get a big who's capable of getting some more blocks for me here.
I'm happy, man. I got Rashawn Holmes. I have I have Rashawn Holmes, Jared Allen, and Nerlens Noel. That's a wall right there,
Yeah,
bro.
no. Hey, listen, I agree with you. I'm going to have to invest in some defense here with this next pick. Forward and centers.
I mean, brother, you might as well take a flyer. Maybe go on a guy like, I don't know, Mo Bamba.
Ugh.
No, I'm just kidding. There's probably better players. What's
Yeah,
Isaac's status like?
I
Man,
don't
he's still
know.
without a timeline. Man, that's fucked.
There's not a lot of great options here. I'm just gonna be very honest with everybody. Oh, well, I just don't know what this guy's situation is gonna be necessarily, but if his numbers can be similar to what he got last year, I think I know who I'm getting with this next pick.
I
Again,
know who
might
I'm
be.
getting with my next pick.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah, I was like, I saw him, and I'm like, the fact that this guy hasn't been drafted yet is just crazy to me.
yeah. This time I'm gonna have a backup just in case because
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I definitely
yeah,
don't want.
clearly
Oh,
can't
I
be.
saw someone you should draft. I definitely just saw someone you should draft.
Well, let's see what I end up doing. Let's see if it ends up being. Remember, I'm going at this point. I like to go for upside. Maybe a guy that may not be as well known, but someone who could potentially have a big impact. So let's. I'm going to keep quiet for the next few picks. We had Nikhil Alexander Walker at 109. We had him as a sleeper. Derek Favors was 110. Wendell Carter Jr. was at 111. Steven Adams 112. So there was a lot of bigs just taken. Someone took a gamble on John Wall. I mean, hey, more power to you. Let's see what happens. I'm going to load my pick up here because I don't think he'll be off the board. And after Lauri Markkanen at 114, Jayshawn Tate at 115, and I am going to
Who
go.
was your guy?
My guy was Moses Brown of the Dallas
Oh
Mavericks.
my god.
So he got a
Okay,
block a
you know
game
what?
last year. I think he's someone that can also get a lot of rebounds, which I think is going to assist there as well because I don't have a ton of great rebounders on my team. So I think he'll fill a lot of gaps as long as they play him enough minutes. Clearly, Danny's dog is also excited about my pick as well.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, I took Jalen Suggs.
I see that. Jalen Suggs at 117 after my Moses Brown pick at 116. Let's see. There's still some good guys on the board here. Duncan Robinson is available. Al
That's not who I
Horford.
wanted to draft. I just want that to be very well known.
Oh, man. Who are you looking at?
I might as well tell you. I was looking at Kelly Oubre.
Yeah, I think like we kind of mentioned it on the podcast. He's someone that I think is going to have a better year this year than he had in prior years. So I need someone.
I think so too. And then, I mean, honestly, Kelly Oubre, the upside with Daniel Tice is pretty high as well.
Right.
Yeah, guys. I mean, there's still some very good players. The upside with Patrick Williams. Oh, I just saw a player I probably want to draft.
Duncan Robinson at 120. Always a sleeper with the 3-pointers. Man, this is a tough one here. Al Horford, I was looking at him. That would have been a great pickup. I'm almost thinking I should have picked Horford before. So let's see. Let's see what's going to be available for me. Chuma Okeke at 122. Good value, I'd say.
He definitely has a lot of upside. He's someone we put on our watch list for fantasy.
Yeah,
definitely could, crack the top 100.
Absolutely,
given his opportunity.
Absolutely. Let's see here.
So who are we looking at, Brian? Oh my God, this is our last pick. I just realized that.
Yeah. Let me tell you, life comes at you fast, Danny. Life comes at you fast.
All right. You know what? I might as well ask you for your help here. Who should I take, Kelly Oubre Jr. or Kem Birch?
Oof, I like Kem Birch's overall game. I think the concern is with Toronto, obviously, but if Kelly Oubre can be a little bit more efficient, it really is just up to you and depends on what your team needs the most. You felt like.
All right, Kelly Oubre, come to Papa.
There you go. And with my last pick, I'm going to help myself in a category that I haven't really invested in, but this guy I think is going to help me as long as he can stay on the court and get on the court. I'm going to go and take a little bit of I'm going to take a little bit of a risk and go with Malik Beasley here.
Ooh, good pick.
Right. I thought I needed another guard, and I think he'll be able to help the team out as well.
The more and more I see like the news lately, the more I'm convinced that Malik Beasley, D'Angelo Russell, and some other pieces are headed to Minnesota for Ben Simmons, or headed to Philly for Ben Simmons.
Hey, listen, yeah. I wouldn't mind that either. I think Malik Beasley would fit very well with a guy like Embiid.
I just think it's going to happen. It's not a matter of if rather than when, because I don't know any other team that's willing to give up as much as Minnesota.
No, yeah, I agree with you there. So last few picks after Beasley, Plumlee of the Hornets, Larry Nance Jr. of Portland, Nick Claxton. I think he's actually kind of a quiet, solid sleeper in Brooklyn. Joe Ingles, who obviously does it all at 129, and the final pick, 130, Jonathan Isaac. So, Dan, do you want to take
really quickly?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, like really quickly, like look at some of the players that are left on the board after this 10-man draft. We got players like Patrick Williams, who might have a potential good season. Tim Hardaway, Joe Harris, Kem Birch. We can keep scrolling. Isaiah Roby, Aaron Gordon, hopefully this year. So Tyler Hero. The point here is, guys, there's definitely still going to be value left for you to get. Someone like Reggie Jackson easily gets overlooked. So just be aware that, in case you don't have the best of drafts, there's still potential for you to pick guys off the waiver wire and really make an impact for your team. So yeah, let's get right into it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys my team, and then I'm going to go filter to Brian's team. I'm just going to list the names off, and then you guys kind of decide like which one of us had the better draft. Who do you think would win in a head-to-head? So right off the bat with my team, we have point guard Chris Paul, shooting guard DeJounte Murray, and then guard Kyle Lowry. Small forward, we have Kevin Durant. Power forward, we have Domantas Sabonis. Forward, we have Tobias Harris. Then at the center position, we have Rashawn Holmes, and Kelly Olynyk. And then in the utility spots, we have Jared Allen and Norman Powell. Coming off the bench, we have Nerlens Noel, Jalen Suggs, and lastly, Kelly Oubre Jr. All right, let's switch over to Brian's team. So for Brian's team, at point guard, we have Luka Doncic. At shooting guard, we have Kevin Porter Jr. At the guard position, we have De'Aaron Fox. At small forward, we have Michael Porter Jr. At power forward, we have Brandon Ingram. At forward, we have Miles Turner. At center, we have Nikola Vucevic. At the other center position, we have Pascal Siakam. At the utility position, we have Darius Garland and Keldon Johnson. Finally, to round out the bench, we have TJ McConnell, Moses Brown, and Malik Beasley. Again, guys, give us your thoughts on who do you think had the better draft, or maybe it was another team all around that like might have drafted better than we did. That very well could exist. But Brian, do you have any parting words?
No, I will be going ahead and posting a screenshot, a screen grab of both of our rosters and posting it onto social media. So that way we can have some time for discussion and deliberation. I think we both did a great job picking all in all, but I'm curious to see everybody's thoughts. I had a lot of fun drafting, honestly. I think I already can't wait for the next episode so we can get to the next draft, which is going to be salary cap draft. And that one is probably going to be a little longer than this one, but man, it was a lot of fun being able to just go in and see the players, see the movement, react to different guys being taken in different slots. And I think this is good preparation for the real draft.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you guys once again. Interact with us on social. Let us know your thoughts, your feedback, and just in general, any fantasy basketball or basketball related things. Until next time, guys, take it easy. Lancaster.